Hey everyone, this is Magnasonic 3000. Thought you guys should know about the awesome Star Wars Warlords mod that's out, for those of you that actually have HomeWorld 2. Yeah, you may have already seen the first mission, well, the test mission I played. Well, the stuff, it doesn't end there. I assume you all remember Star Wars Empire at War. Like this. That, what you're seeing, is the Executor Super Star Destroyer from Empire at War. And then this picture is a recent one I took of me fighting the rebels by crushing them with an ass load of Star Destroyers. So yeah, that's what Empire at War Star Wars looked like. However, I find it to be lacking compared to what HomeWorld 2's mod of Star Wars looks like. Would you care to see it? Or like to see it? I don't know why I said that. I don't know. Well, whatever. But yeah, well, if you want to see it, and even if you don't, because I'm probably going to show it anyway, here it is. First, just see like a big old wave of ties. Now, as you can see, the lighting is actually much better than Empire at War, which lacks really any lighting, actually. I mean, there's a bit of lighting, but most of the time it's just to make the units look shiny, which I've actually noticed because I've actually zoomed in on them and noticed how they seem to glow the quicker you, I mean the more zoomed in you are sometimes. I don't know why you have to make them so shiny, but yeah, the lighting effects really aren't that great in Empire at War. However, on HomeWorld you can see the wings are actually kind of glowing a bit, while the rest of it is like shadowed in darkness. You can kind of see it kind of shaded on the other side. Well, let's take a closer look to prove that. Here's a TIE fighter. Notice how the lighting looks compared to Empire at War's TIE fighters? Yeah, it looks much better, don't it? Let's make a comparison. First, let's look at a random TIE that seems to be swooping by the Mon Calamari cruiser that's getting pummeled by Star Destroyers and a few pirate ships in this pic. See how the TIE fighter looks? Now let's look back at the TIE fighter from the mod. Notice the difference? It's a lot cleaner, it's a lot shinier, and the lighting is actually very well done where it's not completely shiny and it's actually shaded on any part that's not getting any light, which is actually pretty interesting. There's no real shading effects on like the Star Destroyers and junk like that on Empire at War. So I applaud the mod for doing that. I mean, here's a TIE Interceptor. Now, while the TIE Interceptors were introduced in Empire at War, like the TIE Fighters, they weren't exactly that well done in terms of lighting and junk. Need more proof? Oh, here's a TIE Bomber. Look at that. Look at that beauty. There was a few TIE Bombers in that one pic I just showed comparing the TIE Fighters, so you can kind of use that as reference to these TIE Bombers. And as I said before, it looks much better. There's even a few pics of some rebel ships, like the X-Wing, which is what you see here, Y-Wings, the T-Wing, which, to be honest, I've never actually seen before, and this odd ship. I don't exactly know what it is. Yeah, I may be a Star Wars fan, but I don't know everything about it. I know a good amount, but not everything. But I suppose you need more proof than just simple fighters, because obviously they're the easiest because they're the tiniest. Well, look no further than the giant Nebulon B frigate. Look at that beauty. Compare that to freaking Empire at War's Nebulon B frigates, as well as the rest of their ship models. This looks 1,000 times better. Now, while Empire at War is a good game, the graphics really weren't that great in terms of detailing the ships, and some of them look like they were too small, because some of the TIE fighters actually look like they were bigger. I don't know, they just screwed up the size. That's the problem. They needed better, like, realistic sizing for the units. The TIE fighters were way too big and the ships were way too small. Like the Star Destroyers. Star Destroyers are supposed to be massive, like the Executor. Here's the MC-90 Defiance, which is a Mon Calamari cruiser. Take a look at that. Compare that to the Mon Calamari cruisers in the actual game. As a matter of fact, here, take a look at this Mon Calamari cruiser. Once again, I'm taking you back to that old pic, but it's just to reference it. Now look at the Defiance. That looks a lot cleaner than that other model. Well, it's not just the fact that the other model was completely blown apart while this one's still intact, but it's the fact, like, for the pieces of the model that aren't blown away, you can kind of tell that the model was actually done a little bit less than what the mod actually makes in the HomeWorld version. So yeah. And then here is a pic of just some random fight that I just took a picture of. Now the lasers are beautiful. I have not seen a laser that well done since frickin' Battlefront. The lasers are very realistic. They shine in the right way, and they move extremely quick. Empire at War, the lasers look like weird little lines of color that just kind of floated away towards the enemy. And to be honest, they didn't exactly look right. They looked kind of funny. And they moved a little bit too slow compared to the speed of Battlefront, how fast those suckers move. Well, in this one, the lasers move extremely fast, like how they should. I mean, it's supposed to be freaking light moving, so it's supposed to be really fast. And the lasers actually have a shine to it. Unlike Empire at War, which just basically was just colored lines flying all over the place, the HomeWorld mod actually has the lasers kind of have a weird glow to them when they fire, which is actually pretty interesting. Instead of looking at some bland little colored line flying across the screen, you're actually looking at something that looks a lot more colorful, and it actually has some weird glow to it, which gives it the like, you know, realistic look that it's not just a bullet or nothing, it's a laser. So I think the glow really helped it, and the speed is a lot better because it moves extremely fast, so that's what it's supposed to be. All in all, this mod is actually pretty great, despite the kind of criticism I gave it for the single player test mission, even though that was just because I was bitching about stupid junk, as like the formation being lopsided because there's 6 ships instead of 7, because you can't have a good wedge formation with an even number. You have to do it with an odd number. But yeah, everything about this mod is just gorgeous. I love it. I hope they improve it. And supposedly they're supposed to be making another version of this mod. I think it's to fix bugs or something. That's what I've heard. So yeah, I hope they finish this and, you know, do a good job. And yeah, I hope they really finish that campaign, because I'm actually looking forward to that. The single player mission was okay, but it was fun at the same time. So I really hope they finish it. So yeah, this has been Magnusonic 3000. Hope to see you later. So, bye.